I'm Aaron McCarty, and I'm the lead gameplay producer for FIFA. So for FIFA 15, we're working on 4 big things here. The first of the 4 is what we're doing with the visual representation, the graphical treatment in the game. We've got a lot of big changes that are making the game feel different the minute you turn it on, the minute you boot up your first match. Lots of details going into the visual representation that I haven't mentioned, things like digital ad boards, the goal post shake when you hit the crossbar, and the frame will lift up off the ground if you fire a really hard ball in the goal. Even the corner flag's animated now. So there's a lot of little details going into how the game looks and feels, and gives us the incredible visuals this year in FIFA. So we've got something called physical base rendering, and what that is really using the environment to relight the pitch and make a lot more of a natural look to the environments. The players feel a lot more integrated, and it keeps you immersed in the game for the full 90 minutes. The second piece of that puzzle is dynamic pitch wear. So for the first time ever, we're tracking every footstep of all 22 players for the 90 minutes, and depending on the intensity of that footstep, it might even leave a mark on the pitch. So as you play the game, you can see that the pitch wears throughout the life of the match. Insofar as even slide tackles will leave a trail, and if it's muddy weather, players might get some mud on their kit. You might even tear up the turf a little bit. The second big thing that we're working on is something called emotional intelligence. And for the first time ever, we're modeling the emotional state of all 22 players on the pitch at the same time. We're also modeling the attitudes and opinions that those players have for everybody else on the pitch, so that we can emotionally tell the story of the match as it progresses. The idea here is that players will behave differently in the 90th minute when an event happens versus in the first minute. If you score a late winner, players should be a lot more elated than if you score in the 3rd minute. Likewise, if you're tackling me and you hack me down once, I might get upset about it. But if you hack me down 4 or 5 times, I'm now going to be very frustrated, and the players will show that emotion and tell the story of what's been happening on the pitch. The third big thing that we're working on is player control. This is all about responsiveness. A big feature called agility and control is what we're focusing in on. So this is advancing our step-based locomotion system that we put in last year. Some of the feedback we got was that sometimes it felt a little bit unresponsive, so we've been working really hard to make the players more agile, have all the animations they need to be able to do exactly what you want whenever you ask them to move around on the pitch. Furthermore, in dribbling, we put a completely new dribbling system in called run-touch dribbling, and this allows players to show their personality, keep the ball a lot closer than they did at jog speeds in previous years of FIFA, but keep the ball on their dominant foot as well. There's some players in the world, the Arjen Robbins, even Messi, Gareth Bale, these guys are very one-footed and will keep the ball on their good foot most of the time. Now we're able to do that in FIFA. Further to that, we've been working on man-to-man battles, and this is really around responsiveness as well when you win possession back of the ball. So players will now use their full body to dispossess. We've got shoulder barges and other ways that players can step in to try and win back possession. The last thing we've been working on is intelligence. So how the CPU AI plays and how the positioning players play, given the context of the match. In previous years, they would make decisions on the instant, and sometimes that made them play safe. It never really looked appealing for them to hump a ball down into the box to try and get a late winner, because in the instant, it looked like a bad decision. Now that they have medium, short-term, long-term objectives, as well as a match plan, they can understand the context of the match and have a plan on how they want to try and win the match. So if they need to get a goal in the late stages, they can get the ball forward into the box. If they need to protect a lead, they might park the bus and try and win out that way. So the net result is that the CPU AI opponent plays a lot more like a human, like me and you playing on the couch, and in the end it's a lot more fun to play against. I'm also very excited, almost equally excited for FIFA 15, and to hear all your responses to the best game that we put out ever, which is what I think this one's going to be.